Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is episode 40, I think. And I've just finished the gym and I am heading home right now. It's been incredibly hot in the UK today, like 28 degrees hot. So I just had to give my car a second to cool down. I parked in the sun. But yeah, today was a good day. What have we done today? Let me have a think. We ate good. We trained good as well. Yeah, it was good. So let us recap the day so far. So food eaten today: breakfast bar, 200 calories, mince and rice. No mixed veg today, so that is 500 grams of mince and 200 grams of rice. And then we had porridge, so 300 calories there. So that is that so far, and I'm going to be having 10 eggs when I get home with 2 slices of bread. That is the plan for food. So that's that tied off. And then for the workout, we did a pull day today, followed by a 5k run. So for the workout, we did 2 sets heavy of everything, lat pull down followed by barbell curls as a drop set on each set. Then we did some lateral raises, drop set on both sets, followed by some rear delt pulls, followed by some dumbbell hammer curls, and then we did some single arm machine rows. No, before the dumbbells we did cable rows, so two hands in that, and then the dumbbells, 2 sets, drop set on both. No, drop set on the last one, and then we ended off with machine rows, single arm, and that was that for the workout. Then we did a 5k. Somewhere on the screen here there will be a screenshot. Good run. Didn't end it the second my run ended, so the time should really be 6:40, but it's fine. It's just it's a kilometer bit. Managed to do the 5k pretty comfortably. Slight struggle around 4.5, but that's normal. It was good. A good run. Good run, really. And yeah. Good run, yeah. Shins are hurting a little bit, but they're not too bad, just they're hurting a little bit. They hurt a little bit at the start of the run as well. Apart from that, very good day. Tomorrow we're going to probably try and do another 5k, or maybe a 4 and then a 2 on Saturday. Try and hit 20k for the week. And yeah, that is the plan so far. I know yesterday's video was a bit short. That wasn't intentional. I think it was a case of where it just slipped, because I didn't work out, it just slipped my mind to record. So that's on me. Obviously it's on me. And I will keep track, and I think it's the case of where you build a habit. So, for example, my habit is the second I'm done in the gym, or I'm done after my shopping trip after the gym, I think, let's record the Making the Man episode. That's my thought. But if one of those things doesn't happen, then the second step doesn't happen. It's actually a concept that I read about in Atomic Habits, the book by. I can't quite remember who it's by, but I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the book Atomic Habits. And yeah, I remember run, I go to the car. Once I go in the car, I drive home. When I get in the car to drive home, I start recording. That would be the habit track. That would be the habit stack that you build if you're trying to implement a new habit. So that is what I did when I began this journey into making these videos. And it wasn't intentional because I hadn't read the book at that point, and it's actually a book I'm still reading right now. But yeah, it was just a case of I did it without realizing, and then all of a sudden it became second nature to, after I've been to the gym, start recording the video. And I've actually noticed it in other videos where I've recorded at a different time of the day, and it's felt slightly unnatural because it's not following this rhythm, this routine, this habit that I've built from recording after the gym every single day. So yeah, it's just interesting how you can get into such a good routine of doing something systematically every day, but then on a day you don't actually have the precursor to the habit you want to create, it just never happens. And it's quite interesting actually how your brain follows that specific pathway every single time you're going to do that habit. It's just an interesting thought that your brain needs to be encouraged to follow a specific neural pathway to do the thing you wanted to do, even though you want to do it. But all in all, you need to have things in place where it becomes muscle memory, otherwise it's a forced habit. So it's just quite interesting. And I noticed that I just did it subconsciously while I've been recording all these videos. It's only taken 40 episodes to realise this, but it does make sense how you need a trigger to do said habit. But it's quite interesting.